What is going on, YouTube? Omega B here with you, and today I'm bringing you some fun news actually. Like most people that play Pokemon competitively, I applied for the TTM March Madness tournament, and unfortunately I did not get in right away, but I did get selected as an alternate, and a spot opened up because someone dropped out. So I got to take over their team and am now competing in it, which is actually really fun. The downside to this is all the pool matches need to be done by the 20th, which is fairly quickly coming up. By fairly quickly, I mean they need to be done by Monday. So currently, the team I took over is 0-1. So top two from each pool get to move on. So I need to work really hard with this team, and I want to be able to move on. Hopefully I can make this work. We'll see. I really can't afford to mess up as much as I normally do, so I have to be careful with my planning. So it's a good way to get back into Pokemon, starting immediately off like this. But yeah, let's go over the team that I got from these people. So first off, we have Mega Diancie. I have never used this one. I'm not too sold on the Rock Fairy typing. I know that Steel type attacks completely wreck this thing, so we'll see. It does have Magic Bounce, which is actually a nice ability to have. It makes it so I don't have to worry about hazards as much as I normally would, so it's a nice thing to have around. Plus its stats are fairly well rounded all around. It can be a mixed attacker, it can be a special attacker, it can be a physical attacker, and it can be a defensive mon if you really need it to. So we'll see how I can do with this thing. I would have rather have redrafted into a different Mega that I'm more comfortable with, but that's just me. So yeah. Next up, we have Tyranitar. So this one I am comfortable with. I've used it before. I know a couple different sets that I like to use with it before, so it's a nice little thing to have on my team that I am familiar with. Yeah, 134 attacks, so obviously it's a pretty strong hitter. And yeah, it has access to a lot of different types of moves, which I am really thankful for personally. Like, it gets Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Flame. I believe it gets Thunderbolt even. Like, yeah, it can have a wide variety of moves that I am just happy that this thing is on my team. It's something I'm familiar with, and I think that personally I can use it fairly well, but we'll find out when we actually have our matches. Alright, next up we have Latios. This one I'm not terribly familiar with. I am much more comfortable using Latias. I know how bulky that thing can be. I know typically Latios is more of an offensive type mon, so I can play offensively. I've done it before, and I do enjoy playing offensively. And I really think that we can make this thing work for us all as well. Like, same with Tyranitar, maybe even Diancie. We'll see with that. Diancie's probably the one mon I'm not terribly sold on. Next up is Infernape. Yeah, Infernape, everyone knows it's a really good draft mon. It has a wide move pool. It can be a setup fodder, it can be a leader, it can be a variety of things, which is why it's usually a tier 1 in most draft scenarios. If not, it's usually definitely a tier 2 at the least. So yeah, Infernape I felt was a really good mon. It works well with the Tyranitar and Latios here, so I'm okay with this. I'm comfortable with it. Again, not my most comfortable mon to go with. Firefighting types, not terribly fond of them, but we'll see what happens. And next up, Celesteela, Steel Flying type. Yeah, obviously I've never used this thing before. Yeah, I know that Ultra Beasts can be a bit of a problem to deal with, so I'm not exactly sure how this one in particular is supposed to be used. The only one I've ever used is Buzzwole, which is an offensive mon. This one has really well-rounded stats all around. Its speed is obviously really low since it's a steel type, heavy steel type. So we'll see what we can make this work. I'll probably have to ask some people for suggestions on sets for this thing, but yeah. Alright, something else I'm really familiar with, we have Milotic. Now, Milotic, I think I used it in first season of the PMC, so yeah. I know I traded it away, but I think I've used it since then. But yeah, I'm really comfortable using Milotic. It's a bulky water type, which I enjoy using, and it has a variety of things that can make it work. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with having Milotic on my team. Alright, next up we have Tangrowth. Honestly, I've never used this mon before. I don't know exactly what it can do and what I'm supposed to use it with. I know lots of people run the Assault Vest variety. Really, the only thing I can remember on this is, yeah, usually it's a Sleep Powder knockoff set that people use with it, from what I've seen. But I don't know, maybe I can do something different with it. It's, like I said, at this point I just gotta try my best with the mons I have, and hopefully I can move on to the next round and continue on through the tournament. And last but definitely not least, we have Starmie. Now, Starmie is one of those mons that I am pretty decently familiar with. It's a little fragile if you don't use it correctly, but it can wall opponents if you do use it correctly. So, yeah, I'm okay with using it. Water Psychic type, I do enjoy that typing. It's generally a good typing to have. Not much else I can say about that. It's really, yeah, that's all there really is. So that's my team for the March Madness tournament. Yeah, we'll see you guys during the battles. Later.